And welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal Discussion. Always good to see you. Thanks
Good to see you too, Tom.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, look out now. The officer didn't read me my rights when I was arrested. Does that mean the arrest was invalid? That's what you see on all the programs.
It is, isn't it?
And then you hear, oh my gosh, you didn't read him his rights. He skates.
You know, and that's the question that we get a lot of times in the office. It comes out real quick. Hey, they never read me my Miranda rights.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's good to know. I'm glad to know that as your lawyer, but it does not make the arrest invalid.
And that's what most people
Yeah.
think. That's one of those procedural things. If you don't do it, you skip.
Right, but it's not required.
Yeah.
Miranda's not required to have a valid arrest. It doesn't mean that charges can't be filed. It doesn't mean that charges, if they are filed, are going to be dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
Miranda, it's called Miranda because of the case Arizona versus Miranda. It's a famous U.S. case. And
Right.
what it said was, what happened in Miranda was the police interrogated this person, but had not told them that they had the right not to speak, that they had a right to have a lawyer, and all those things that you see on TV when they read Miranda warnings. And the court decided that if somebody doesn't know their rights, then it's not fair to question them, basically.
Right.
So what Miranda applies to is called a custodial interrogation. So there are a couple elements to that, which means you have to be in custody, and there are all types of factors that determine whether or not you are in custody. Courts have ruled in various cases various ways, but clearly if you are at a police station in jail with police officers and guns and they're questioning you, that's a custodial interrogation.
Okay.
Just a chat beside the road sometimes is not considered a custodial interrogation. So the first element is we have to have a custodial interrogation. But all that really happens if a court decides that you were not given your Miranda rights and you should have been, is that any statements that you have made as a part of that custodial interrogation are inadmissible against you in evidence. In many cases, that's going to mean the prosecution will be unable to proceed because your statements incriminating yourself a lot of times have a lot to do with how the prosecutor intends to prove that you're guilty.
Yeah.
But
So it's not so much you're allowed to escape, but everything you might have said is no longer part of it.
That's right. And if the prosecutor no longer has enough evidence to convict you, sometimes that means the case is going to go away. But that's not always the case.
Right.
If the prosecutor doesn't need your statements, then they're going to prosecute you anyway. And so a lot of times in cases where we see officers didn't bother, so to speak, to read somebody their Miranda rights, they never questioned them. So there were no statements that they needed to get into evidence, so it was not, quote unquote, necessary that they read them their Miranda warnings.
Now, do Miranda warnings have to be, given in any circumstance? We'll say that, it's like you've had too much to drink, buddy. You need to get in the back of the car, take you to the station. Are you read Miranda rights in something like that?
Generally speaking, in a DWI case, at some point, the officer is going to read Miranda warnings. Generally, there's a portion, and in all DWI cases, there's a standard form called an alcohol influence report, commonly referred to as an AIR, that officers fill out as they're conducting their investigation. Right on that form, on one of those pages, are the Miranda warnings with little check boxes for the officer to check that they read you those rights. And that comes right before the section called the interview section. That's where they're then asking you all those questions about what time is it, what county are you in, what city are you in, what did you have to drink, were you driving the car, when did you last eat, all those questions. And the Miranda's right before that on the form.
And the officer is going to read that before he goes into the questions.
If they do it right.
Supposedly.
And that's why the form is the way it is it's really designed for the officer not to make any mistakes as they're processing somebody through a DWI arrest and investigation.
So what do you need to do if you go so far in the system and you go, hey, wait a minute, and you realize they haven't read you your rights? What do you do at that point?
Well, my advice generally anytime you're under investigation is to not speak to the police anyway. So at that point, it's kind of irrelevant whether they've read you Miranda or not, you're not talking.
Yeah, shut your trap.
Especially if you're not guilty.
Yes, and okay, and if people want more information about the Miranda rights and all the different things that, of course, you are the expert in, how do they get a hold of you?
They can email me here at the station, wworsham@color10.com, or go to our website, willworshamlaw.com.
All right, Will, always good to see you.
Thanks, Tom.
We'll be right back.
Two people can eat all this food for $9.99.
And it's all my favorites.
Yeah.
2 conies or 2 burgers and 2 tots and 2 drinks.
Yeah.
It's like I'm seeing double.
Totally. Speaking of double, look. Maybe they want to hang out.
Yeah, I'll talk to them.
Just be cool,
I'll
man.
be cool.
No, you're
I
not
know
gonna
how to be cool.
You're gonna be.
You guys want to hang out sometime?
Oh, man.
I think I nailed it.
Two can eat for $9.99, so everyone can try our classic crispy chicken sandwich all month long. And